only happy when it rains.
No. Unhappy. So.
I'm only happy when it's complicated.
Jesus Christ. This is part 2 of this episode. If you didn't notice, oh fuck, we gotta turn off this air conditioner.
Sorry, we're turning off the air conditioner. You know, are we gonna do the We Watch Anime thing again, or
no? We're already fucking in the middle of the episode. If you didn't, I mean, we were just doing the birds and the bees segment. We didn't even start talking about anime. I was in the middle of describing the worst pain I've ever experienced. Just generally the most traumatic events of my recent memories, and then a bedbug showed up on my Hello Kitty plushie. So that's not something I wanted to see. So yeah, we vacated that room. They gave us a different room on the other side of the hallway. So,
but before we got to that room, we spent about an hour going through every single piece of anything we own.
Yeah, inspecting for bed bugs. That took fucking forever, because of course, in the effort of getting out my pajamas earlier, I had emptied our entire clothes bag.
Yeah, of course.
So I inspected every single piece of clothes, put all of them back, inspected everything.
God was like, hey, you haven't had a complicated enough week. Let me throw bed bugs on top of it.
2 bugs in that room. We haven't found any in this room. That
we tore the fucking place apart.
But we also were not emptying any of our shit, because I don't trust like that. Are we in Mason Ikoku again? Yes. Yes, life feels like Mason Ikoku right now, for sure. Is there anything else we want to cover in this birds and bees section? I went over all the pain, all the injuries, all the suffering.
I made gumbo.
I had to go back to work today. That was suffering. I felt like I was going to throw up all day.
I don't think I made anything as exciting as gumbo, other than the gumbo, and I fucked up the gumbo a little bit.
It didn't necessarily taste like gumbo.
I didn't darken the roux enough because I had burned.
It was closer to like Japanese curry or something.
Yeah, I got that review a lot, and I mean, that's cool.
It was good, though. It was like almost like a stew.
I was going through... I don't know, I was either sick or my eating disorder was acting up, so I did not try any of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shall we talk about anime then? Now that I'm like beaten down. Oh yeah, the HRT. Thank you, Alan. Ow, fuck! I just hit the. So, of all the injuries I got, the most obscure one is just on my left thumb, like right where the nail meets the outside of the thumb. Got a pretty brutal like dig in injury, and I keep forgetting it's there and then hitting it against things and being like, wow, that fucking hurts. Just did that with the mouse. Okay, so yeah, I met a new friend who like found out I needed HRT and was like, I can make you some estrogen, and I was like, I don't know what you mean by that, but please do.
Let's not expand on it anymore.
Nope. So then I got like something like 8 months worth of estrogen.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
One go. It's topical, so you apply it directly. At first I was putting it on my armpits, but then she found out that you shouldn't do that because it can raise breast cancer risk. So I've been doing it on the inner thigh. She said you could also apply it directly to the testicles for most effect, but I was warned it would sting. I tried it anyway. It fucking stung. I'll tell you though, nothing quite makes you feel like your masculinity is actively dying.
Sure.
Like feeling estrogen burrow its way through your ballsack.
Maybe for the meme, when the night that it was made for you, I took a dose just to see, like, what's it feel like? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Not really, obviously you're not going to feel it from a dose of estrogen, but, like, the general process.
Yeah.
It fucking hurts, you know. I did it on my armpit, and it really did hurt.
It does sting a little bit. It doesn't sting really on the leg though.
Yeah. It is fun to apply estrogen to you. I got to do that the other night.
Yeah, you did do that too.
I thought that was kind of hot. Anyway.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm back on the estrogen thanks to a local hero. Or if you want to learn any more about that, all right, let's talk about some fucking anime, shall we?
So it looks like we're starting off with a Mobile Suit Gundam here. This is
Yes.
a particularly depressing episode of Mobile Suit Gundam on a lot of different levels.
You know, when I went back through this episode, I think my biggest surprise is that it could have been way worse. Like, it could have been way sadder. I'm kind of surprised how many punches Tomino pulled, because he's not known for that.
I see.
He's other Gundam shows are a lot darker than this one is in moments like this.
Yeah, but so it starts off with, there's a cute mom and a cute kid, and they're trying to get back to Earth, and she goes, "This is where your dad grew up. It's this town." I don't remember what the town's called.
Angie's.
St. Angie's, yeah.
And so they're flying over this area, and she's like, meanwhile, there's kind of like a strategic stalemate going on between White Base and
The Zeon.
Yeah, and
Specifically
Zeon,
that one fucking little asshole. I forget his name.
the purple hair boy.
Yeah. What are they called? The Zaru?
Zabis.
Zabis.
His name is Garma Zabi.
Garma.
Yeah, so Garma is pretty confident that they're gonna fuck these guys up now that they understand what they're trying to do, which apparently has something to do with this effect of the Minovsky particle being magnified by going through the
Keep in mind, we
caves.
still have not been explained to what exactly
a
Minovsky particles are.
Yeah. I think they have something to do with jamming. I'm not entirely sure. Somebody could explain this to us in the comments. No data.
I mean, it's kind of been going on and off on that, you know?
Okay. So, yeah, like, Garma's like, once they, whatever they're planning, we're just gonna head them off and we're gonna fuck them up. And Char's like, I don't know.
What would giving them head do?
So it's like, I don't know, man, if you do pull this off, sure, you'll be cool, but if you fuck up in this particular scenario, you are going to show yourself to be a rube and a fool and a charlatan. He doesn't say these things out loud, it's just what he's thinking.
A rube, a fool, and a charlatan? Are you from the 1940s?
So, the woman and this group of other people who like really want to go down to Earth. I mean, there already has been the part where like the old people were like,
they took them hostage and were like, "Hey, when are we going to
when
Earth?
are we going to Earth?" And they just wanted to know when. They weren't even trying necessarily to be let off right then and there.
Yeah.
They were kind of in like an active battlefield at the time. They're not currently in the middle of, shooting back and forth, but it is still pretty much the same active battlefield. This was only like 2 episodes ago, right?
No, it was probably 2 or 3, yeah.
But this time they're like, just leave us here. My husband came from this St. Angie's town that we're nearby to.
And we'd like to
I want to raise my son there. I want him to grow up in the same place as Daddy did.
I bet this kid is going to be a Gundam protagonist someday. Or antagonist. He looks like he could be a Char clone.
So, yeah, they want to be left down. And basically, Bright Noah is like, he thinks like, okay, these people are dumber than hell, but maybe we can use this to our advantage. If we can get them to have a ceasefire, let us leave these guys
people
out. And then we can use that as a trap and fucking kick their asses and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Of course, if they had this plan, all of those civilians would likely have been killed. But they did pull it off. Spoiler alert. So I assume you would have watched this episode actually if you're listening to us talk about it. But
especially at this point, we gave it a couple
no
days.
intention of ever watching the show. So. They strike up this deal with the Zeons, and Garma takes it Char is pretty suspicious, but he thinks he's just being paranoid. And he's like, at least this will give us a chance if we do a ceasefire to let our ground troops catch up who are slow moving. So
just
we'll have a better chance.
because you're paranoid
Doesn't
don't
mean you're wrong.
mean they're not after you.
Yeah.
Did you just try to outquote me on
Oh, I didn't know you were quoting something.
that? I said Kurt Cobain.
Ah.
Yeah, that's from a song. I don't remember which one, but I know it's him.
So, there's the Federation ship with all the passengers in it coming down to Earth.
Well, it's like a big box, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's the big
And
box.
it's worth noting there's a few conversations Amuro has about this mother character, where first when he sees her talking to the kid about going down to Earth, he's like, are all moms like that? And Frau's like, oh yeah, you haven't seen your mom in a long time. And then, which I'm not even clear if she's alive or not. I don't even know if his mom's been mentioned before this point. Has she?
Maybe once.
I can't remember. But, yeah, so...
I don't think, no, not at all that I remember.
And then there's a part where she talks to Amuro on the landing ship, and she's a child to be raised on Earth, and Amuro's just like, I've never really fucking been to Earth, you know? Like, he grew up entirely on Side 7. So he doesn't really relate. And as their ship is going down and the Xeon ship is coming in that's going to, like, watch over and make sure this is legit, there's a suspicious lake that the mom is like, I don't remember this big-ass lake. And they're also like, what the hell is this lake? It's just some bomb crater.
Yeah. They don't tell us yet, but
it's pretty clear that St. Angie's has probably been blown off of the map.
Just like most of Earth.
So, I mean, if I had to say what, to me, this is probably the first episode that had, like, such a clear theme and message.
Be careful what you wish for.
Do
Do not ask for things that you don't know the full context of what you're getting. At least do some research on the current geopolitical state of things, is all I'm saying.
That is fucking funny. But what I was going to say is, like, war does not leave you anything to go back to. Like, war just destroys everything.
What about guns?
Guns are, I mean...
You could go back to guns. In war, you could just always go back to guns, right?
What
or
do
weapons.
You mean by this?
Well, war doesn't leave you anything to go back to. What about weapons? If your thing to go back to is weapons,
I mean,
you're
you'll
probably
eventually
fine.
run out of weapons, right?
I don't think. I don't know. If it's a war,
I mean, how
what
many
are they going to
weapons?
stop making weapons?
A little break.
They'll make more.
Not if there's nothing left. What if they blow up all the factories in the war?
Who's they?
You know, the warring factions. Like, they blow up all one another's stuff.
You know, sticks count as weapons, right? There's a lot of things that can
sure.
qualify as weapons that, like, don't take manufacturing.
Okay, fair enough. What if they burned all the forests and woods away, though?
Rocks.
Yeah, I guess we could always go back to rocks. It's hard to lose rocks.
Tangented.
So, anyway. Yeah, So, there are like 3 buildings that are still up between the bomb crater and the other lake that St. Angie's is supposed to be near. And so, most of the people are like, yeah, we're just going to live in those buildings. And, which...
Why not?
I don't... Do the Xeons not care? Are they just like...
Are the
whatever?
Xeons actually interested in killing civilians?
I mean, I would suppose not. I mean, these guys definitely aren't.
They didn't... I like Gundam. I like what it stands for in the whole anti-war and everything, but they didn't really explain, like, who the bad guy is. Like,
they're all bad.
Exactly.
They're all bad.
So, like, but they're not out and out committing war crimes yet. We don't know. I mean, not that I'm aware of, at least. I don't think anyone's committed. Well, Zeon's kind of attacked a bunch of civilians.
I mean, they dropped a colony on the planet.
That was Zeon, right?
Destroyed Australia entirely.
Okay, well, I mean,
and killed like half the population of the planet or something.
No. They in the war they killed a third of each of their I don't fucking something like that.
It's not so much that I'm think that they would kill them, but I'm just surprised they wouldn't be taken as like prisoners of war, especially considering that they know all the secrets of the white base.
What secret?
These people have been on what? I just think Zeon would want any information they could get about white base out of these people. Like, wouldn't they want to interrogate them or something? Like, maybe it's quicker to just keep fighting.
Garma's that smart.
They's got to have somebody they could send to go ask these people questions. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, a lot of the time in war, like, you know, they literally, like, if you're from that country, you get, like, prison internment camped. Like, I'm surprised that that's not happening to the Federation.
There's another thing, too, kind of running throughout the theme of this episode of, like, well, and probably throughout all of the episodes they're both in, but, like, Garma thinks he's way too smart.
Yeah.
Way smarter than he actually is, and so he's making a lot of really dumbass decisions. Sure. And then Char is actually, like, intelligent and usually right.
Yeah.
But he's just kind of like,
let's see what
Garma does, you know?
Let's see Garma.
Let people make their own mistakes.
Yeah.
That's all. That's me saying that. That's not like a Char thing. Just, you know, in general, it's good advice.
So yeah, basically she's like, if the town is gone, we'll be back to join you.
That's another their own mistake. They're trying to find St. Agnes for some reason.
Her and her fucking son almost like fall off a cliffside at one point, like trying to find St. Agnes. And
so there's some Zeon pilots kind of just bopping around doing scouting work to see, like, is this really a war mission?
Yeah.
Are they trying to fool us right now? And they pretty much just find girl.
Which they are, and the full breadth of what they do to fool Zeon is.
This scene is particularly sad to me, I think, because the Zeons come by, they see the mom and her son and drop the thing, like a bunch of rations for him. They fly away, but right at that moment the Gundam was deployed, and so